coming at you from a different perspective today. I couldn't find the normal tripod, so this is the tripod we're using. How is everyone? What harps have you been into? What has been your thing as of late? I ended up fixing Monarp. This is a Monarp, an Iverson I've had for a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and the reed came slightly loosened. Went ahead, put it in the vise. Banjo boy, how you doing? And tapped down on this. I didn't video it because I'm like, I'm gonna destroy this Monarp. I ended up being able to fix it. Tightened the, put it in the vise like this, and then lightly tapped this wedge, tightened the reed back up, readjusted the frame. Orochi, hello, Patrick Bodine, Richard Ingram, hi y'all, how are y'all doing? And the sound was raspy before, and it's raspy now. But it's like a cool, droning, melodic type of thing. Tyrozone 5, hello, how are you? I was just talking about how I fixed a Monarch this week. I was scared to death to fix it, and I did it. I didn't video it, though. I play it a lot out in the garage because it's not super loud when my son's going to sleep, and super awesome to play though. That's the Sigmund Roheim Iverson, I think is his name. Oh, Cyberfish, hello, dude. How are you? Play some harps that are clear now. I'm very, very congested right now, so we're just gonna work with that. Zatharastes Monkey, hello. Garrett Bolig, hello. Just actually, I'm close. There, I'm close in out, close in out. Like if you're saying, I'm just. I'm kind of restricting the breath and doing open, closed puffs of air. Oh, I like that harp. I haven't played that harp in a while. That was a Plekhanov in G. See, where else will the harping take us? I'm very congested, so it's kind of messing my play up a bit, not being able to breathe out my nose because I've gotten used to the breathing out of the nose thing. Oh, thank you. I like to be meditative and everything when I play. Went to Hobgoblin Music Shop and one of the owners senior. Oh, cool. Oh, I've heard many people comment on the Hobgoblin Music Shop, and I don't know what town it's in, but I've heard people have gotten some awesome harps there. So shout out to Hobgoblin Music Shop. If you're in that area, go check it out because there's nothing like buying a harp in person when you go in there and see it. That is you can do that at festivals, but I don't know of any music stores that sell or physical brick and mortar music stores that sell awesome harps other than Hobgoblin. So yeah, head in there. I think there's a couple shops in Russia where you can go in. I think maybe. Yeah, if you're around the Hobgoblin Music Shop, within driving or walking distance, go check it out. If you can do so safely. Oh, this is a big find today. I was cleaning up and I found my plucked bamboo harp from Steve Kinwald. It got lost. It fell right down by the side of the couch. Dr. Zowden says sleepless nights playing Finnish North Atlantic listening to. Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome. I can't talk very well because my nose is. It's pretty stuffed. It's done. Haven't played this for a couple weeks because I haven't been able to find. I love this harp. I was playing this harp quite a bit. That's the Pluck Bamboo by Steve Kinwald, the one with the long handle so you can hold it. And I'm putting this like kind of right on my ear / jawbone. I should get something draw starting out. What do I have? Do I have anything draw starting near here? So, will you draw start? Where's my Gorka? Or is this a clean Gorka? That's a clean Gorka. Where's a Gorka with a draw? Hold on. I just got an inkling to play a harp with a draw, and I don't have one handy, and that's a sad deal. Where are you hiding, harps with draws? That's another clean one. Oh, this harp has a draw. It's not very loud. Do. What'd you tune in for? Just a dude looking for a harp. Do. Do I have anything better with a draw? Yeah, you're probably clean too. Yeah, we don't have many harps. Oh, there's my draw starter right there. Speak of the devil. I haven't been coconut oiling my harps real heavy as of late. I've been trying the thing where you just rub your fingers on them, but your finger grease on there. Hey, Aunt Joanne, how are you? The proud Canadian. Hello. Garrett Bullock said, I'm making some country-based inspired. Oh, cool. Oh, yes. Country needs more psychedelic music in it. I like that. There's been lots of melding of different styles of music. You've been seeing lots of, like, especially in pop culture, the melding of rock or rap and country to really good effects. So it's cool if people are putting a jaw harp, but like a trancey type of jaw harp in country music. That is cool. I respect that endeavor. Oh yeah, oh hey. Kind of repeat that. Just see how long you can do that consistently. It is challenging if your nose is congested, but it just gives me more of an excuse to draw on the harp. Actually, that technique's easier because I'm congested. I like that. There's some advantages to having allergies. I'm just that it almost sounds like a duck quacking, but it's whack, 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 whack. Kind of punching that out breath on the whack. I don't play a draw start harp often, but when I do, it's to really relaxing effects. That was a lot of breathing that just happened, and I might have problems with my English words forming sentences. Hey, Jaw Hop, welcome. Welcome to the stream. What should we play now? What harps has everybody been into? I kind of lost probably 3 or 4 minutes of comments just because I had my eyes closed and was just getting lost in it. When you're starting and stopping the harp, sometimes it's harder to get lost in it. Let's see, what should we play? Do I have anything really deep? Yes, I do. Let's see where we go with this. This is a harp I built last October. Last harp I built was about... Well, no, I built a couple since then, but the last harp I built for myself in October. Coming up on fall, so I should have some time to be building some harps. Pat Pearson says, Glaser and Star, Timer Zone 5 says, Zoology harps. Oh, it's super breathy. I still play Blackfire a little bit every once in a while, especially that I have a really good C2 sharp I like. It's a big bass. I call it a butter bass. I used a .020 blue tempered spring steel 1095, and I ground it from tip to tip, so it's tapering in every direction except for on the back, so it has a lot of sustain and pretty good volume for how little vibration and how deep it is. Came up with this this trigger shape here. I like this trigger shape here. So he says trying to decide between Dernovoy and Shipanov was a comment. There is no wrong choice there. Both are killer harps. Somebody commented, how old is Jaw harps? I don't know how far they go back. Susap, which I have one. Here, this style may go back to the Stone Age, somebody once told me. So I don't know if they go back 10,000 years. They certainly go back several thousand. I'm not sure what the oldest one found in Asia was. I think I have that written down maybe over here. Hold on. That's the best question. Let's see here. Okay, oh yeah. I think it was this Jaw harp here. Somewhere it says in Siberia, an ancient mouth harp of a cow or horse bone was found, was unearthed, and is 1580 to 1740 years old. Still playable, made by the Huns. Not sure how far they date back. Yeah, Jaw harps they're fairly old. They go back probably at least a couple thousand years. How loud can a Jaw harp be? They can be pretty loud. I have found that harps that are super loud to where they hurt your ears a little bit tend to get that type of volume, you'll sacrifice some clarity. Let me get probably the loudest Jaw harp in the collection. We're the one that I own here. It's got to be a God of Sev. God of Sev Eagle horse. My God of Sev Mammoth, I'm not sure where it is. I'm not sure if I still have a God of Sev Mammoth. But yeah, the God of Sev are super loud. Masco are pretty loud, but Masco still have some clarity left in there. Um, okay, the person commenting about a jaw harp being quiet. Are you playing a Snoopy harp? Because if you're playing a Snoopy harp, they won't be loud. And any jaw harp is going to get louder the better you learn. Like as a beginner, you don't oftentimes properly or efficiently amplify the overtones of the harp. But as you play it more, your mouth's going to get better at that. Kind of like the first time you whistle, you're like, as a kid, you can't get it, and then like as you whistle more, and then as you whistle more, you can more properly make it loud. See how when I dropped down, I got really tuned into that frequency, whatever I was whistling. So, like, the more you play your jaw harp, if it's a good jaw harp, the louder it'll get. If you're starting off on a non-saturated harp, it's going to be less loud before you learn how to use it. If you're starting off on a saturated harp, it's going to be loud regardless of what you do on it. But it could lead to lazy technique, so it's a trade-off. Bradley says, I'm new. My teeth are sore from playing. You will have some jaw fatigue if you're playing a harp, and it's not a Snoopy harp. You don't ever want to play a Snoopy harp. But your jaw harp, if you have a good jaw harp with a semi-flexible reed, and you feel some fatigue in your mouth, listen to your body. Take a break. Go do something. Come back. Don't do something till you like pull muscles. Because like when you start playing the guitar at first, your hands cramp up and they don't feel good. It doesn't feel right. So when you're new to the jaw harp, play it for a little while. If your body says, hey, I'm not into that right now, quit playing it. After playing the last 5 or 6 years, well, whatever, since 2016 it'd be, I still take breaks from playing the jaw harp. I'll play for a little bit, and if I feel like my jaw doesn't necessarily hurt, it'll like hurt the center of my head just from pressing on a really stiff reed. But to that question, always listen to your body. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be distorting this this microphone, but super tight gaps on the God of Sev. Very close tolerances, and it's got these reed have got a little bit of snap to them. So I don't know if that's louder than my Masco average. I've seen my Masco average every day this week, and now I don't know where it's at. That's okay. Oh, it's right in front of me. Bam, in the D sharp. Yeah, definitely not as loud, but definitely cleaner. Snap bell ring. The God of Sev are like a robot. Yeah. A lot of other harps will have that clean bell ring, that dong dong, but the God of Sev have got a wire like a robot or something. Same with Glazerin. Glazerin a little bit less saturated than these, but I shouldn't say in general, because like Glazerin, you like take a look at 6 different stars, 4 or 5 of them may be about the same, and then one will be more saturated or distorted, and one will be more clean. So there is even variance amongst individual models of harp. Because very slight changes to even how a trigger or reed is ground will have different effect. So he says, am I from Canada? No, I'm not from Canada. I'm from Kansas. If I sound like I'm from Canada at the time, it's because I'm congested. Actually, I don't know what accent Canadians would have. Can I recommend you a good harp? Sure. Do you want something saturated and techno-y, like robotic, waj, or do you want something like clean, like a bell, or do you want something really drony? There's even like in the same frequency of jaw harp, if you have 2 harps tuned to D2, there's a lot of different things that can be done with timbre, like the flavor of the harp. Because like if you play if we think of timbre, I don't know if I'm going to explain this correctly, but if you think of timbre, like if you played a certain specific note on a piano and you played that same exact note on a guitar and played that same exact note on a trumpet, they're all going to sound different and distinct because of the timbre, I think. Somebody wanted me to suggest a good jaw harp. I'm going to say, do you want jaw harps for a beginner or jaw harps for melodic or jaw harps something? Didgeridoo, dojo, anyone? I don't know who that is, but cool. Mr. Porky Miller plays a didgeridoo. Something for the beginner. Oh, yeah. Begvana bass Morchang, or have one. I always have one. I've got too many harps in too many different places. I shifted a lot of things around last. Oh, it's right here. I shifted a lot of things around last night. Played a lot of different harps, so not everything's in its exact location. But Begvana bass Morchang are pretty affordable, and they're not super saturated. In general, they have long, big triggers. Um, for starting out like bass saturation, it's hard to beat a Glazerin Lighthouse. Um, Pretty much all of the lower cost Glazerin are going to be decent. Amongst those like super flat fronted harps, I like the Yakut one the best. And for the devil, where is it? I don't know. Let's play. Let's play another harp. Let's get into something. What should we be into? Oh, the Drimba. We're supposed to get thunderstorms, I thought, the past couple days. They haven't really got a thunderstorm, so I've been playing my Drimba. Maybe I can tempt a thunderstorm to come. Actually, this might be my one I bent. See if I got the scale. This is a Dmitriev Drimba. He ended up passing away. I think we have a few of them left, but they're really flexible, really delicate instruments. Some of them are melodic, and some of them have this kind of drony thing. This one's a little bit drony. It's like a distorted whistle. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I'm trying to do tone wise with that. I'm sticking in that in breath right at the end of the phrase or end of whatever that sequence of whatever was happening there. Let's keep going. To those of you who are just joining us, I ended up fixing a month. Oh, let's got it. Please talk about when you're clicking and how I adjusted my pluck to minimize. Okay, this is an easy harp to click on, the Dmitriev Drimba, especially when you're jumping in between harps. When I'm playing something really stiff like a Gotsev or really stiff like a Keta Morchang, I'm pressing harder, and then I switch to this harp, and I'm pressing too hard. So that's one area we get where we click, is when we press too hard up against our teeth, boom, it closes the gaps. Another thing I was doing there is I'm kind of fluid and rocking with it and moving my hand in this a lot. And I noticed like a couple of times I got a click, and then I realized like, oh, I think I angled the harp up and I was still plucking it straight. So I got click. So I just carefully made an adjustment. The biggest thing with clicks, especially if you're performing, if a click happens to you on stage, don't sweat it. Just keep playing. But sometimes you can get caught in that thing of where you're frustrated. You'll have another click, and you'll frustrated because of that click. So you're not trying to click. And it's kind of like when if you've ever built fence or fixed fence, and you're driving a staple in with a hammer, and you're new to driving a staple in with a hammer, or you're frustrated or whatever, and you'll accidentally whack your thumb once with a hammer. After you do that, if you try to not hit your thumb, you will hit your thumb more often because you're trying to control the hammer. You're controlling all those subtle nuances of swinging a hammer that you normally wouldn't think about, that would normally be self-correcting. Kind of like if you stand on one foot and then you're like, you're balancing. That's because you're trying to balance. You're trying to do something that normally your body does automatically. If you stop thinking about trying to balance, most of the time you can balance because your equilibrium is self-correcting. Kind of like with the harp, if you get a click and you start overthinking it, trying not to make yourself click, you might make yourself click even more. So I just try not to sweat it. Plus, a click every once in a while is organic. It's what happened in the music. I try to avoid them, but sometimes they'll be like their own thing. Okay, what should I play? Oh, I was talking about I fixed this Monarch this week. um, yeah, it was a funny comment. This is Monarch I fixed this week. The reed on it had slightly loosened, so at the end of every time I play it go whee at the end, and I knew I'm like, oh, it's loose a little bit at the back there, because a lot of times if you hear that rising whee at the end after you pluck it, and then at the end it goes whee. A lot of times you have a loosened crimp or a loosened reed. So I put this in the vise, I spaced the vise open, and I didn't videotape it because I thought, I'm like, I'm gonna hurry to do this. I'm gonna probably mess this harp up, but I've spent half a year too scared to work on the Monarch. It's time to either work on a Monarch or ruin a Monarch. And I removed the vice jaws apart. I do have a Monarch from Johnny Cope, and it is fire. I'll play that here in a second. And I moved the vice part. This is a Iverson, which I really like as well. Moved the vice apart just far enough to hold it, and I tapped on this with my little hammer, with my little ball peen, and tried to hit it on the side where I thought the sound was coming from, or where I felt the sound. And it tightened it, but it also moved the reed slightly to one side. So I had to do some rearranging of the frame, some rebending, and also correcting of this, because after I rebent it or hit it with a hammer, one side was down and one side was flat. I want every side exactly flat with that reed. And I really like it. The Iverson isn't there. This Iverson, I don't have any current Iverson, but this old Iverson is super quiet, super raspy, but also has a melodic beauty and drone to work with. So I play it out in the garage when I'm trying to be quiet. Because when my son goes to sleep, I don't want to be playing like God of Sev or Haretdinov or any of my good loud screamer harps, or even a good loud strong harp, because I'm like, don't want to keep that sound out, because he hears the jaw harp. He's like, what's that? There's a jaw harp playing. And my son is at that age where he fights sleep a little bit anyways. It's where a toddler won't hold still because they know they're going to fall asleep, but they're that tired. So I'm happy to have the Monarch back. And I spent 6 months with this like this, just sitting on a shelf, because I was too scared to work on the Monarch. But it wasn't that bad. I got some advice from a Mentionov a couple years ago on working on Monharp, and I was too scared to try them. So I'm going to do that more in the future. I have fixed a couple Monarch, but nothing like tightening a reed. Some minor adjustments I've done on a couple Monarch, but... And going into the fall, I'm going to be building some more harps. My Johnny Cope Monarch. I really like this instrument because it was, at the time when I got this, I was really, really into just absolutely clean bell rings. And if I remember right, I haven't played this one for probably a week or so. This one has a good bell ring. It's a really interesting trigger shape. Really back bent, but it works really well. Oh, we've been going 30 minutes already? My goodness. I can't believe we've been going... This is a longer than normal upload. Like most of them are in the 20-minute range. We'll play one more harp and we will get out of here. What should I play? I'm going to play this Copper Morche. Yeah, time does go by super fast. I don't know how much of this time I've spent rambling about useless topics and how much of the time I've spent lost in the harp. doing the eyebrow dance. Eyebrows go up or down, people have told me in videos. I'm like, that's just a byproduct. Oh, well, I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, any questions or anything to add your own experience in the comments below. I love y'all. Be sure to keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them oiled, and be good to each other. I'm going to be making some harps going into the fall. I worked for a smaller heating and air company that's not as busy in the fall, so I should have some days off to build harps. And I'm going to catch up on the harps that I have. People have sent in to fix. This summer was a hectic change, and didn't have time to fix many harps this summer. So everyone who's mailed harps in, I will be getting your harp. I do have one person with a harp that it didn't come with a name or anything on there. So if you sent a harp into the Harper to be fixed in the last year, get back a hold of us, shoot a message, because there is one harp we don't know who it is. Let's see. Oh, this one is. That one is. Man, that harp needs to go out to the shop. We'll end on a Mohan. Oh, this is the draw starter Mohan too. Adios. I love y'all. Harp out.